You know what else came out 30 years ago this month? Friday soundtrack.
No, 30 years?
So that
95.
was 95.
Oh, the movie. Yeah, you know what? That's about right.
Oh yeah. Throw your
Damn.
neighborhood in the air. Brought us classics such as Keep Your Heads Ringing.
Damn.
Ring
Ding
ding dong.
dong. Ring a
Yeah,
ding.
man. That album was
Yeah.
great. What was the Two Live Crew joint on there? Big booty hoes, hump with it. Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy. We were just talking about on one of the other shows about how soundtracks was just
Right,
something to get
right.
because if you remember, I think it was next Friday that had Chin Check
Mhm. Yeah, I think so.
with the NWA with when they used Snoop
Yeah,
and so yeah, dude, like, man, I
yeah.
miss just strong soundtracks, man.
Soundtracks used to be like professional level mixtape, you know? 'Cause that's really what it was.
I don't know why it just came to my head, but do you remember the movie The Wash?
Yeah.
That
The
soundtrack was
soundtrack was
fire.
dope.
That was the one with Nocturnal too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, Man, I love me some
dude,
Nocturnal.
like the soundtracks was dope, man. Like
I wonder what Nocturnal's up to now. Is he still doing music?
we need some new soundtracks for some of these movies.
Nocturnal.
What the Sinners soundtrack sound like?
I don't know. But I haven't even seen that movie. I gotta
I need to
watch
go
that
see
movie.
it. I want to see it.
I've heard so much about it. I don't know. I feel like it just popped up. I don't feel like I heard anything about it before opening weekend.
Right.
And then opening weekend
It didn't
came.
get the press I think it deserved, and I think now, excuse me, I think now it's getting the social media
Yeah.
attention that's propping it up now.
Yeah.
But I think the actual media attention it deserved wasn't there. It
Because I
wasn't
haven't
promoted.
I haven't even seen the trailer for it yet. Like
But
I wanna go see that movie. I've heard the ratings, like Rotten Tomato, like the past 5 movies that Ryan Coogler has done have scored astronomically on Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah,
So,
he's got
like
a streak.
shout out to him for being the genius that he is,
He's got a streak.
for what he was able to do with Black Panther, because that became a fucking worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Had everybody out here fucking Wakanda forever. And then you
Right,
got
right over left.
did I do that right? Then you got Kendrick Lamar doing the soundtrack,
Yeah.
which I heard he wasn't even supposed to do the whole soundtrack. He was just supposed to do one song.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard they asked for a song and he was like, I got an album,
Right.
and he just
He came back with a
here.
whole
Yeah.
soundtrack. So that was dope to see because that's another thing too. It's very rare. I say very rare, at least that I can remember, where like there's one artist or producer that does the
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 entirety.
whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because when you think about Friday, when you think about The Wash, when you think about all of those '90s
Well,
movies,
they
The Best Man's,
yeah, they were
Have Plenty. Have Plenty was a great
that was another
soundtrack.
one, yeah, yeah, that was
Have
another one.
Plenty was a bomb soundtrack.
Yep.
Ooh,
You said Set
man,
It Off.
that gave me chills. Set It Off was a
That
great
was another
soundtrack.
one. So, Above the Rim.
Waiting to Exhale.
Above the Rim was one of those too that, like, I mean, that was a must buy the day it dropped. That was like
All of them.
"Oh, it's coming out this Tuesday? Let me go to the store.
All
Let me
of
go to
them.
Best Buy and grab
Boys
it."
in the Hood soundtrack,
Yeah.
the Juice soundtrack,
Juice,
like
yep.
all of
Poetic
these,
Justice.
yeah, Poetic Justice, man, like you can't they don't do soundtracks like that anymore. And
Gang related?
gang related, I get it too, like we live in a different era of music now. Like it's literally at your fingertips. If you've
100%.
got iTunes, if you got Spotify, I mean, not even subscribing to those, you can just go on YouTube.
It's funny too, you saying this too, and I don't think I've ever gone on there and searched for a soundtrack. I mean, I have songs probably from soundtracks on my playlist,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've gone and searched for the soundtrack album itself. I think that's once we drop this call, I'm
Go look for some
I'm gonna go look for
soundtracks.
some soundtracks, man, because
Yeah.
I'm probably missing some stuff on my playlist just from
Yeah.
soundtracks.
Yeah. You
So
remember oh, okay, here's some off Main Street soundtracks. High School High.
High School High. No, yeah, the John Lovitz. Yeah. That one was dope.
Yeah.
That one was
That
dope.
was a dope
Yeah, the
soundtrack, bro.
substitute.
It's a substitute. The
So and
world is mine. Was that the substitute or was that 187? Where Ice Cube had the world is mine, you get back.
I think that I want to say it was a substitute.
I think that was
can't
substitute.
remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And of course you had the Coolio Gangsta's
Gangsta's
Paradise
Paradise.
that was on I'm
Been spending
not
most
not
our
I'm thinking
life.
substitute again, but that's not substitute. That's the other. She was a substitute, but
That
it
was the Michelle Pfeiffer
Dangerous
one, right?
Minds. Dangerous Minds. Yeah, it took me a second. She was
Yeah.
a substitute, but it
Living
wasn't the
in a
substitute.
gangster's paradise.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That put I feel like
soundtracks was big.
I feel like that song put Coolio on.
Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, Fantastic Voyage was a big one.
I think
That was
that was
before, right?
before, yeah, no, that
Yeah.
100%, like and then, he was part of the
So
Mad
many.
Circle.
There's just so many. Yeah.
He was Dub C in the Mad Circle, right?
Coolio was in the Mad Circle?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Coolio,
That's crazy. I
Big
didn't know that.
G, I think,
I
and
didn't know
Crazy
that.
Tunes and Dub C.
I didn't know that. But then again, I didn't know there are so many times where I listen to music now and I hear references to names who I had no
You
idea
didn't
who
know who
they
they
were
were.
back then. And
It
then I hear it now and I'm like,
Right.
"Oh shit, Cube just said Jinx."
'Cause right, yeah, Sir Jinx.
I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh, that was the oh, okay, okay, okay."
Right.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't know
cause
Coolio was in
cause
there.
cause
Yeah, that's dope.
cause I so that was my first Dub C in the Mad Circle was my first introduction to Crazy Tunes, and that's how I learned who Crazy Tunes was.
Yeah.
Um, I I I knew of Coolio because he was in the group, but
Right.
then Coolio became Coolio with Fantastic Voyage,
Yeah.
and then I remember when Fantastic Voyage and I came out, that's when I realized that was the same person. That's when I connected those
They
dots
connected the
to the
dots. Yeah.
from the Mad Circle to Coolio.
Yeah. See, I didn't know who was in the Mad Circle. I didn't know who any of the groups were.
Yeah,
I didn't know who was in the
curb
groups.
serving.
Like I've only just as much as I listened to Cypress Hill,
Yeah,
I've only just really learned who all the members of Cypress Hill are because there's Be Real and then there's the other two. No disrespect,
Yeah,
no
Send Dog.
disrespect,
Yeah, man.
but
And then
just back
and then
then,
Send Dog, that's the homie Mellow Man Ace's brother.
right? But just back then, it was like, oh yeah, that's because Be Real was the lead,
Right.
and then there was the other two. It wasn't like West Side Connection where it was Ice Cube, Dub C,
So
Mac
that
10
that group was formed from
from
3 art. Yeah,
individuals.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
whereas as Cypress Hill was already a group.
Yeah, so it was the same thing with Dub C and the Mad Circle. It was Dub C, and then it was the Mad Circle.
Right.
So it was.
Yeah, that curb serve album was dope.
I loved it. I love the curve. Dub C, man, that showed me a window into a life that I had never experienced
So
before.
his cadence on records, the way he raps, his cadence is unique.
Yeah,
He's got a unique voice, but his like when he came out with not just clowning, we got thousands
still
still I'm
I'm banging
banging.
these
His
streets.
cadence on that,
Yeah,
and then when he went into his verses, it was just
yeah.
there was
It's the shadiest.
I don't
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make this a comparison, but it had the Nate Dogg effect where just his cadence became catchy. It didn't matter what he said at that point.
yeah,
You was
yeah.
there. So, but yeah, Dub C had a sound.
Definitely had a unique sound.
So, big fan, big fan.
Love me some
Met him
Dub C.
numerous times, but he's a good dude. So,
That's cool. That's cool. You actually met him, huh?
a couple of times. Yeah, we showed pictures on one of the episodes.
I got a terrible memory.
So, yeah.
I drink a lot. Not so much anymore, but yeah, man, that's cool though.
I can't believe Friday, that soundtrack is 30 years. I can't believe Mobb Deep is 30 years.
Yeah, so 30 years and now they're, releasing last Friday.
Well, let's look back on this episode 30 years from now when we're on season 32.
Right? It'll be 60 something.
That's crazy, man.
'Cause
Wow.
yeah. Long
Wow,
time
wow, wee
coming.
wow.
Long
Wow,
time
wow, wee
coming.
wow.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's
I like.
nice. Yeah. Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?